What's up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be recapping the Lightning Thief. Spoilers ahead, obviously. Lightning Thief is the first book of the Percy Jackson Olympian series. It has many titles, many book covers. This, and this. Today we'll just go on here this one, the graphic novel, because it has pictures, and I'm gonna live with it. This is a graphic novel, anyways. So, Percy Jackson. Percy Jackson, the Lightning Thief, starts off with we get introduced to Percy, and we also get introduced to Mr. Jackson. Yeah, Mr. Jackson. Wait, no, his name is not Mr. Jackson. His name is... I forgot his... whatever. Mr. Jackson. Secretly in disguise. So, Percy is currently just in his school. And then Miss Dodds reveals herself as a monster and tries to attack Percy, but Mr. Jackson... No, I forgot his name. One of her professors throws him a pen. He clicks it, it becomes a sword. And he slashes up Miss Dodds. Pretty cool. So like at that night, he starts having connections with, Greek gods. You know, a couple days of regular school, we get introduced to his best friend, Grover, who is disabled. He's disabled. He has crutches sometimes. They go to a subway. They see 3 old women. So then Percy goes back home. He meets his mother and his beat-down stepdad, Greg. Really rude. Drunk. So yeah. Percy doesn't really like him. So he and his mother go to a camp. And Percy, he doesn't know about his father. Nobody actually does so far. His father left him. So he goes to a camp. No, he goes to like a cabin. He and his mom, Greg, go. And they knock on the door and Grover appears. And he has goat legs. And Percy's mom knows about the Greek mythology of this book. And I also want to say, in my last video, if you don't like the mythology, you don't have to read the book if you don't like the mythology. But if you like it, you should actually really consider reading it. So in the middle, so they drive to camp, which he doesn't know yet, just a camp. They get struck by lightning, and Grover actually gets passed out the whole time. He's passed out the whole time. They have to carry him. But the Minotaur comes in. He grabs Percy's mom and kills her, which is really sad. Well, I don't know if just kills is the best word, but yeah. But then Percy, he's really smart, and he's actually really good at fighting. He gets on the Minotaur's head, he plucks off his horn, and literally stabs the Minotaur with his own horn. Just amazing. Best fight ever. Then we get to Camp Half-Blood, which is the camp where all of the demigods live, where all of them are they're half gods and half human. One is god, one of their parents is a human. And Percy realizes that he's one of them, and he has to figure out what god is his dad. But I have to say, there's Clarice, kind of a bully, but yeah. She's not that important right now. She doesn't really get introduced. So then he comes to a cabin. He doesn't go to he goes to like a random cabin. So every cabin, there's a cabin for every god of the sun. He goes to the Hermes cabin, where he meets Luke. Luke is a really nice guy. He's a really nice guy. He's a really good guy. I really like him. He comforts Percy when he thinks he's weird because he goes to Nancy Academy for like the weird, like a dyslexic who has like, unique stuff, unique powers, the people who are unique. He feels left out, so Luke actually comforts him, which is really nice of Luke. Really nice. So then, Luke, he tries to figure out what god he is. Well, first few tries don't really work, but then after some time, Mr. D and Chiron, Mr. Jackson, the professor, happens to be a satyr. And like in the graphic novel, there's this cool scene where like his legs just appear, his horse legs. A satyr is not a satyr. Like he has like half of his body is like a horse, but Grover is like half a goat, but Chiron is half a horse. Then they play capture the. But yeah, I had to say something before. I'm sorry, I kind of skipped over one thing. After Percy killed the Minotaur, he fasted for 3 days. And Annabeth, a daughter of Athena. I don't know. I think Athena, but yeah, one of those. There's a lot of goddesses, but yeah. Is a daughter of Athena. She helps Percy. And yeah, and Athena is the goddess of battle strategy and smartness. Well, it's big brain. So now after some time, Mr. D, Chiron's brother, they play capture the flag. Capture the flag, it's just you try to capture the flag and you bring it back. But way more violent. Some people have powers. So he kind of fights, and Annabeth is on his team, and Annabeth's team. So Annabeth lures Percy into fighting other people to distract them. So he actually finds Clarice there. They fight, and then Luke grabs the flag while they are fighting. So Annabeth, she takes off her hat. She has an invisible hat. She has a hat that makes her invisible. Really cool. So like, she tells Percy like you are a distraction and stuff. And like, Percy's like, bro, like why? And then there's a hellhound, which is like a dog. I don't know. It's a hound. That's scary. Yeah. Comes to attack Percy, and then Percy touches the water, and it heals its wounds. And then they realize that all along, Percy is the son of Poseidon, the god of the sea. This was a great thing. It was so cool in the book, but in the movie, it just ruined it because everybody knew. Like nobody knew about this. Yes, like, I didn't want to tell you, but, like, when he was in school, he blasted a bully with water without knowing. And he blasted Clarice with water without knowing. This all led up to him being the son of Poseidon. So, yeah, he has, like, a nightmare where Poseidon and Zeus fight. He's like, give it back, what's it doing to me? So then he gets his own camp. So then he gets his own camp, the Poseidon camp, and nobody's been there because there's no other son of Poseidon has been there. But then Chiron has to tell him that Zeus and Hades is emblems of power. Each god has an emblem of power. Zeus has his master bolt. Hades has his Helm of Darkness. They have both been stolen. And also, the main three gods, Hades, Poseidon, and Zeus, have declared never to have a demigod. But Poseidon kind of breaks the rule. So, and everybody thinks that Percy took the lightning, the master bolt, and the Helm of Darkness. Well, no, never mind. They don't know what the Helm of Darkness is. They just think that everybody thinks that Percy, the gods think Percy took it. So Percy, in 11 days before the summer solstice, it happens every season, like a meeting. And if it doesn't get returned by then, he might get attacked by them. They might wreak havoc on the world. So he goes to the oracle, which tells the future. And she says, "I am the spirit of Delphi, speaker of the prophecies. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. You shall be betrayed by one who calls you friend, and you shall fail to say what matters most in the end." That's it.
Mom, okay.
But yeah. So then he's like, "What?" And he gets confused. So then he goes back, tells the story. He didn't tell the real prophecy because he was scared about the prophecy, about the prophecy. So then they go on an adventure, and Luke, the nice Luke, obviously he's amazing. He gives them flying shoes that help them fly. But he's like, "Be careful. If you're in the sky a lot, Zeus might smite you. So just be careful." So then they just give it to Grover anyways. Yeah, he gets his pen sword back. So then they go to Manhattan, where he lives, Manhattan, where also the Olympus is later on. So he goes there, and there's a bunch of storms. It's crazy. There's they see 3 monsters and an exploding bus. Not a very good start, So then they go to camp. And it's kind of cool how Grover can read minds. And Percy's feeling bad about himself. He has another dream about his mom, how he got her killed. So then Annabelle's "Get up, we're on a quest, we gotta go." So then they go on a quest on the train. So then Annabelle explains to her about the mist. The mist is what keeps humans, mortals, from seeing all the monsters. Because if a monster just runs right in front of a mortal, he won't see anything because of the mist. Some special people are able to see through the mist. Very cool. Very cool. So then they go to the arches. Annabelle actually wants to become an architect. She loves architects. Pretty sure because of her dad. She loves architects. Architecture. So yeah, they go down the elevator, and Percy, doesn't have enough space, so he stays at the last elevator. And then there is she meets the mother of monsters. We meet the father of monsters later, but we meet the mother of monsters. She brings a bunch of monsters to fight Percy, and he kind of just falls into the ocean by himself. He just jumps. Achinda, her name. Grover saves him. They go into the water. And this cool water spirit gives him 3 pearls to always come back to the water. And he's whatever goes in the water always comes back. So then the sword comes back to him because it fell. And then he comes out and somehow he's still dry. But Grover's not. So then they go. They're still trying to get the boat back. They're actually gonna go to Hades to convince him that I didn't do it. So like on the way, there's this cool thing that like they can talk through rainbow water. I don't know. They can like talk through like magic stuff. It's weird. Yeah, Luke talks. He says some cool stuff. He's cool. They go to like a restaurant where, like they have like one cheeseburger. That's all they can eat. They don't have like no money. Then they meet Ares, God of War. And then Ares is like, "Hi, I'm really cool." And then they sneak onto his truck. Or no, he lets him into his truck, and he takes them to Los Angeles. No, Las Vegas. And then they go to the Lotus Hotel. The Lotus Hotel is a hotel that tries to trick you into staying there way longer. Yeah. Way longer than you should. It's like a hypnotizing. So like they think it's been, so they have like a fun. They think it's been 1 hour, but it's, yeah. So then they go to the arcade, and then Annabelle plays a game that's perfect for her, actually. Percy finds a game that's called Rescue Mom. Pretty weird. Then he goes over, and he also finds a game that's perfect to his backstory. And then Percy, with his big brain, realizes that this is all a trick. And then he gets out, which it felt like 1 hour, but it's actually been 5 days. So yeah, they go on a taxi. And Percy just has his weird dreams again. About that he feels bad that he let his mom. So then they go to Dua, I don't know, it's something like that. And they meet Charon, Charon. They meet him, and he lets them into the underworld by kind of tricking him in his words. They take him to the river Styx. So yeah, like he has a gate to the underworld. She takes him into river Styx. So then they go to Hades' home. And then Grover, he puts on the shoes. And the shoes start floating. And they're taking him towards Tartarus, the big hole that holds Kronos, the big bad villain. And then they realize, like, this is the shoes have gone evil. And they're trying to drag them into Tartarus. Like, they're like, ah. So then they leave it. Or like, ah. So yeah, so then they go to Hades. Like, so then they talk to him, and then he's like, you stole the maximum, but you also stole my helmet, the helmet. And he's like, what? So then he opens his backpack, and then he finds the boats. And then Hades is like, I'll bring back your mother if you give me your stuff. But he declines them. And he doesn't give, what's it called? He doesn't give the lightning bolts to, he doesn't accept the offer, actually. Because he thinks Hades is the one who stole it. So then he goes back, he takes his pearls, the one that sees his spirit, and take them out of the water. But then he realized that Ares is the one who stole it and took it and put it in his backpack. So then they go to the beach where Ares is just chilling, and Ares has the helm of darkness. So then he reveals he's the god of war, and they have this big cool fight. It's really cool. And they were like, he uses, like, for the first time, he like unleashes his full water power, and he just drenches him, and then he kind of slices him. Not fully, but yeah, they kind of die by then. So then Miss Dodds comes in, you know, the teacher from the beginning, and then she realizes that the only reason Miss Dodds attacked is because that he thought that he stole the helm and the lightning bolt. And then she gives, he gives the helm of darkness back to her, and she gives it to Hades. So then they go back to Olympus, which is like in Manhattan, and they give the lightning bolt straight back to Zeus before the summer solstice. And then Percy, finally gets talk to his dad, Poseidon, the god of the sea. And then it's cool. So then he leaves. He goes back. He's like, oh, super proud. And then they have a party because he did it. He saved the day. Woohoo! And then Chiron says like, whenever you leave, Percy. It was like this summer. Wait. Give me a sec. So then Chiron kind of reveals that like Luke has been acting strange, and isn't he the one who gave the shoes? So they're suspecting that Luke might be evil. And the Oracle even said that someone will betray you for someone you call a friend. And then at the end, Hades brings back his mother from the dead. He could do that, bro. He's really the god of underworld. So then he does that, and then he brings back his mom. And then happily ever after the end. You guys should really read this book, even though I just said everything